I just realized it was the playback on Twitch. Then you repeated yourself. I was like, why is he repeating himself? That does it to me every week. Every week I'm just like, what the? Oh, right, it's Twitch. Dummy.
My fantasy football is doing pretty good. I know you talk about yours on your show all the time.
Yeah. My one.
I didn't even show up for the draft. I had fucking Cody Kessler as my quarterback when I started the season. And we didn't have enough quarterbacks. Like, because this asshole that started the thing had double quarterbacks for everybody. And so you could have two, right. But he had 20 people in the league. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even.
Right.
That's not even.
Right.
That's not even fair.
Right, but so I managed to trade away my good running back for a Carson Wentz, and
there you go.
I just don't have a bye week though. I've been trying to I'm glad I didn't pick up Hogan. I've been trying to find some guys that could fill in for that slot, but so far though everybody else is kind of in the same predicament. So I'm in like 4th place out of 20, so that's doing pretty good.
That's not bad.
I got the good tight ends. Gronkowski and somebody else.
Gronkowski and what's his face?
Yeah, I can't say these people's last names. But
Kelsey.
Hopefully
Kelsey.
That's what's been helping me. Is the tight ends. Larry, can I get a mic check?
Mic check.
You're a little quiet.
Give him a second.
Mic check.
Really?
Well, I don't know if we like that one.
Mic check.
Yeah, that's a little bit better.
Oh, thanks, Jedi.
Okay, let's go ahead and start. October 15th, 2017. Y'all are listening to What's Happening in Cleveland with your host, Kevin Baird.
Don Anderson.
And Larry Mack.
Brian won't be here this week because he has to get up early. And he was going to be on last week's show, so it was my fault that I canceled the show, even though it was his birthday the next day. So I was completely prepared for him to call off. And shit.
I called off.
Not do the show. No, you even were like, I'll do the show. And I was just like, no, I'm just going to cancel it.
Well, now, did he say he was going to do the show before or after you told him you were canceling it?
Well, he never said he wasn't going to do the show. But you are right. He might.
Hey, I'm canceling the show. Oh, I was all set to do it this week too.
Usually with him, he'll usually tell me like in the middle of the day, sometime like when he's just decided that he's tired and doesn't want to do the show. It's really what it is. It's really what it comes down to. It's fine. What are you gonna do? We're just lucky to have him on every so often.
Yeah, he's old. I mean,
you're right. Just that's the way things go. So to start off this week, we'll talk to Don. We haven't been on in 2 weeks.
I haven't.
So you've had the last 2 weeks to be on. What's new in the world of Don that you didn't talk about on Tumbling with Tumbleweed? Actually, did you do a show last week? I don't think you did a show last week.
I did not. That's what I've been doing with my week. Unfortunately, we lost my nephew last week. He died Sunday morning, and I've been dealing with that all week. So,
can I ask you how he died? Because I don't want to be like it was a juggling accident, and then I don't want to bring up like. Remember that time he juggled, and then you'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe how fucking insensitive you are that you brought."
Why would you say that?
Why would you bring that up?
Right.
It's unknown as of right now. He went to sleep. He did not wake up. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Wow. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. So, I haven't heard anything. I know there was a coroner and there's an autopsy and all that stuff, but we'll see. Who knows?
I mean, your brother and his wife have to be devastated, right?
Crushed. Yeah, crushed.
Absolutely.
Just disgustingly crushed. I mean, I'm crushed. And,
Do they have other kids?
It's like that. They have one.
Okay.
They have one other son. So.
Older, younger?
Younger than Robbie.
Robbie.
Yeah. So this was the nephew that I worked with, so he was the one that I always complained about. and I always made fun of.
What's the one you went to Slayer with, right?
Yeah, he was a metalhead. He was into Slayer. He was into partying. Go figure. And yeah, good kid. Gone too soon. 31 years old. So I think I'm at the point where I can talk about it, but not get into detail.
No, I understand.
Although I'll share this. What was funny was I bought the kid his first Slayer CD when he was growing up. I was like, "You're going to listen to Slayer."
Just so you know,
you're gonna do this.
Right, and he was into it. He was like, "Yeah, this is great. I love this stuff." It's like, okay, cool, because that's what you're into now. And
because you were going to be into it regardless, but this works out better.
Hey, he was listening to like Green Day and Beck and stuff like that. So I was just, I'm like, nah.
You were concerned, like any.
I was concerned. I was worried about it, and I was like, I can't have this. So Slayer ended up being his favorite band ever in the whole wide world. So that's what everybody knows him for. And they had this service last week. They had a pastor come up, and the thing is it was an open casket, and they have the casket there, and they have hanging from the casket a Slayer flag type thing with a big pentagram in the middle of it.
Wow.
It says 666 across the bottom. Says the Unholy Alliance.
Wow. Cool.
Everybody showed up in like Slayer t-shirts. Well, not everybody, but you get the idea. The majority, like there's a lot of people there in like Slayer t-shirts, Kiss t-shirts, just metal t-shirts. They were like, this is how he would want it, stuff like that. So the pastor was up there talking, and he's like, I know Rob and I are two different people. And, people chuckle. Yeah, because you're a church guy, and he's definitely not. And he goes, but I've known him a long time. I've known him since he was a kid. He helped me do stuff like that. He goes, da, 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 da. He goes, I know how much he loves Slayer. He loves Slayer. He goes, so I decided I didn't know much about Slayer. I would look into it, and I would study their lyrics and see if there was anything in their lyrics that I could use for a passage from the Bible to show a correlation. And the whole place just started laughing. Everybody was just laughing, right? And he goes, yeah, exactly. I couldn't find anything. He's like, I've got nothing. So it was just kind of funny. It was just like, yeah, there you go. So it was, even, you know what I mean? Even in like a tragedy, it was still funny. We could find humor in something,
All right.
So just note for you kids, stay in school, don't do drugs.
There you go. But listen to Slayer.
And listen to Slayer. You can listen to Slayer. But that's pretty much what my week consisted of. I had to drive to Pennsylvania to go pick my brother up because him and my nephew were working in Pennsylvania at the time.
Wow.
So my brother was stuck there. He was just, he wasn't stuck. He had his car, but it's like, can you trust someone to drive after their, hours after their son just died? So it was like, that's not a good idea. So me and Bobby went up and got him. And that in itself was the thing. It was like, Bobby, this isn't about you. No jokes, no impressions. We're just going up there. We're getting our brother, and we're coming home. We're not here to impress anybody. Show him our talent.
I could see you actually saying that to him in the car.
And I get it because Bobby's that kind of guy. He means it. He means it well. You know what I mean? He means to be like, hey, I know everybody's down and depressed, and I'm going to make you laugh, and I'm going to make you happy, and all that stuff. Well. People don't, you know what I mean?
Right.
He didn't want, my bro Al didn't want anything to do with that. You know what I mean? He was not in a laughing mood about anything. So it's just like, yeah, Bobby, just shut your mouth. So it's all good. So we're through it, and we're getting through it. And it's a build. It's, you know what I mean? You know what it's like. Absolutely. You guys all know what it's. Everybody's been through it. Some form.
So you didn't like. So what you're saying is that you didn't like just suddenly hit up Al to be like, I hear you got like some room for me to get employed now.
Yeah, you got an open spot. Yeah. No, I didn't. No.
I didn't. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah. So, and during these times, you find out who your friends are, and then you find out who like people who are trying too hard to be your friend. I was talking to Kevin about this yesterday. I have a certain person in my life who's all of a sudden like, Robbie, he's my man, he's my dude. It's like, I don't know about that. I'm not trying to hog it all to myself and my family and stuff, but I mean, seriously, dude. You can be in mourning and you can be sad and you can be sorrowful and all that stuff, but I mean, really, like, you don't have to continuously tell me how close you guys were, how close you were getting, because you're like my friend, not his friend. You know?
You don't have to change your Facebook profile pic to the one picture you have with him from 15 years ago.
Right. And even then, it was like, even at the service, I was pointing it out to him. I was like, look, you're in a picture right here. And he's like, oh, because you know how they have those boards of pictures.
Yeah.
He made one picture. And I was like, look, dude, you're in a picture. And I was like, I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just let it be. But whatever. I mean, there's all kinds of stories. I'll save them for Tuesday night.
There you go.
Give me a couple more days to, digest and make sure I don't break down. Because I still can.
What time? What time is that on Tuesday?
Tuesday nights, 11 o'clock. Live. Tumbling with Tumbleweed. Get it on iTunes if you want, or you can go to Blog Talk Radio. I don't even know the name of the thing.
If you actually have like one of those Alexa things from Amazon and probably Google Home, I think you can just say, on mine anyway, with Alexa, you can be like, Alexa, play Tumbling with Tumbleweed, and it will totally be like, playing the latest episode of Tumbling with Tumbleweed, and it'll just start playing.
Yeah.
It completely fails with Video Game News Radio. Because the name's too generic, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works, and sometimes it just plays. Doesn't matter anyway, because it shows really what's happening in Cleveland. One of these days, when I become unemployed, I'll change everything so that it actually says that on the listing instead of Video Game News Radio. All right. Larry, how was your last 2 weeks? I know you had your Friday the 13th thing that I didn't go to, because I guess you're having a fire this coming week, so I'll probably go to that if it's not a freaking torrential downpour.
So. Yeah, because, obviously seeing me twice in a month, that would be insane.
Sensory overload.
No. Let's see, the last 2 weeks have just sucked. I mean, everything just sucks. The doctor will tell you that I am clearly exhibiting signs of chronic exhaustion and some kind of stress disorder. Work is just kicking the ever-loving hell out of me. I'm dog sitting, which is awful. One of Mindy's dogs.
One of her dogs? What? She keeping the one, but she can't handle both?
She is. It's because if you remember, if you listen to VideoGameNews.com, Sundays at 8, some previous episode, the last time I watched, they had to break up a dog fight. So now they are kept segregated. And her one dog has been staying with her parents, but they are out of town. So I foolishly said I would watch her dog. Now, something that hasn't come up in the past.
Larry doesn't like dogs.
I hate dogs. I take that back. I don't mind dogs. I like dogs, kind of. The concept of a dog or any other animal just walking freely around the house is just gross to me. I hate it.
Okay. Seems weird.
Like, there's a reason that I like ferrets, because unless I'm interacting with them, they are in a cage. I don't have to worry about stepping on them when I get off the couch. I don't have to worry about them following me around the house. And I just don't like the idea that while I'm sleeping, there's some animal just wandering around my house.
Or the fact that you can't leave your dinner anywhere.
Oh yeah. Because the dog is also horrible. Like, totally begs for food, totally spoiled little princess. And as much as I love Mindy, she's one of those people where it's like, oh, I know, she's so spoiled and a princess. It's like, okay, but that's not an endearing thing. That's something you should be working to make her not be. So, when I'm done with my stressful ass job, and I'm done trying to pay my bills that I no longer have money for, and I'm done trying to figure out how to feed my daughter and keep clothes on her back and get her to graduate school and all that stuff, I never have any downtime because then I get to sit on the couch and try to relax with a dog staring at me.
Yeah.
And I hate it.
Try petting it once in a while. Maybe that would.
It is kind of a bummer sometimes. I know because you can't. You got to take care of the dog.
I know.
You can't leave and things. Wait,
the good news is Lizzie loves it. So mostly the dog just stays in her room because it has become clear that Lizzie's going to give the dog far more affection.
But she probably doesn't drop as many food items from her mouth onto the floor as Larry Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've had that going for me. Now, as a thank you because I agreed to do this ginormous task, Mindy hooked me up with the Super Joint Devil Driver concert this week, which was a nice thought. Also, something that hasn't come up before on the show. I hate Super Joint. Like if you took all of the talent out of Pantera, so basically left one guy from Pantera, and then made that band play punk music that wasn't very good, that would be Super Joint. Now I do like Devil Drivers. That was cool, and I know one of the opening bands because I work with a guy, so it wasn't a complete waste. So I had to do that. Then I had my Friday the 13th thing, and for the first time ever, actually got through all 10 of them. Started at 8 a.m. And my buddy Warren and I finished up the last one about 11:30. And then, people filtered in here and there during the day. So finally got through all the Friday the 13th on one of these things.
Wow. Did you even watch the new ones? Or new one?
No, I don't count that one because that's the one. I didn't watch Freddy vs. Jason because I only have that on VHS and I didn't want to go downstairs for that one movie. And the remake from 2009 or whatever is the one Friday the 13th I don't own because it was terrible. Speaking as a guy, all the other ones, speaking as a guy who owns Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X, the remake was terrible. So that's been pretty much it. Good news, but it's like that. It's that kind of Larry good news where it sounds like good news, but then you realize that it's happening to Larry, so something is going to make it less good than you would expect. So the good news is I got a letter from my mortgage provider letting me know that there was a surplus in my escrow account. So they were refunding me the